Bless up. Don't bless down. No, 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 no. We're not blessing down today. We're blessing up, yeah? Giving thanks to the Most High, the embodiment of all we are, do you know? I read that our existence within God's mind is like being a character composed in a Shakespearean play. Shakespeare is within all of us, but we're not Shakespeare. Isn't that fascinating? Isn't that a great depiction of us in relation to the all? I got a message for you. You're here for a reason. Why wouldn't you be here for a reason? The reason is this: I'm going to serve as a vehicle to give you the truth. All right? And the truth is this. You ready? The Four of Pentacles. All right? You see that? Roman numerals. All right, it took me a moment to learn Roman numerals. You know, I haven't got a mind to assess in a completely logical and educational fashion. Although it must be quite simple to some, it took me a minute to work out how to read Roman numerals. We got the Four of Pentacles. I should have just read how many pentacles were on the page, right? What this represents is earth, groundedness, all right? The pentacle is the element of earth, to put a long story short. Earth brings us to ground, okay? The material plane. As you can see, the pentacle looks pretty close to a coin, right? So one would say, oh, it's about manifesting money and so forth. Yeah, most definitely, if you want to apply it in that sense. It's a message to you, okay? You know that message. There's something that's speaking in your mind right now. I'm not telling you that. I'm opening up your mind to have a separate perspective on what needs to be. As you can see, the man in question is standing on two pentacles, okay? He's grounded to the earth. He's sturdy on his own 2 feet, yes? He's not off-center. He's centered, solidified, foundational. That's where you need to be. You need to be foundational and solidified in the material plane, whether that is financially, whether that is within employment, in business, in your engagements with the world around you. Yes, maybe you need to sort out particular elements of your life because you do feel a bit off center. And I know when I feel a bit off center, I can get a bit unhinged, a bit volatile, you know, a bit explosive. Whoa, and that reaction is in relation to the psychological fall off. Of course, I'm going to be uncomfortable when I'm not sturdy in my own 2 feet. What you can see is he's holding on to one of the pentacles and he has one upon his head as well, all right, in relation to the heart chakra and in relation to the crown chakra. I'm not going to go too much in relation to the chakras as we're only just having a quick look of the symbolism of what it means to you in a practical sense. But what we have here is an expression of one's heart within this material realm. Put your heart in what you're doing. Ensure that when you are accumulating, that you are accumulating the right product, the right materials, you are developing the right business plan, you are developing the right career path, because we have a finite life, all right? And when we get to the end of it, we're going to be full of regrets given we have pursued a life not of our own making, but of influence of that and beyond, all right? Okay, other humans dictating what we should do outside of our own awareness. Trust me, it happens, okay? There is a system, there is a hierarchy, and there is a psychological knowledge beyond all of our comprehension that is in action right now and has been ever since we were your young baby. Whereas the top of the head represents the crown chakra, all right? So psychologically speaking, while we are enlightened, we are reaching a higher place, we are leaving one's body and transcending into a separate plane. But what we have is the pentacle representing the material, meaning we use our brain and we can transcend into a higher space to garner and accumulate that which gives us a better life, that gives our loved ones a better life, that creates safety, sanctum, and security. And we as humans, we as primitive beings, ancestrally speaking, strive off of security, all right? It allows us to have real freedom. So pay attention. Keep your 2 feet planted on this earth, yes? psychologically and physically, okay? If you have a look at the non-verbal communication, the body language, it's territorial in a sense because we have the right to allow our legs to be spread. Do you know when people get confused and worried about men who are man-spreading? They look at men on a bus and they think, why are his legs so far apart? It is a groinal display, but do you know why? It's because that man subconsciously feels comfortable and powerful. Okay, understood. One might feel a little disturbed in relation to that body language cue, but that's the reality of such. If he was uncomfortable, he'd be covering himself up and making himself smaller, whereas you yourself need to stand with 2 feet planted firmly on this ground, be as expansive as you want, use this as your excuse to do so, take a bold action, go and accumulate because it's coming. It is coming. This is the message. Stop taking it slow, stop being snail pace, okay? Make the move, make the jump, take action. We're living in the real world now, all right? We have come down from the arty-farty world of spirituality. Leave a comment down below. Affirmation today is I will accumulate. Goodbye.